Okay, perfect. All right. Sorry about that. I had to send a quick message here too. And I am good to go.
Excellent.
Um, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, hit me with what you got and what you're thinking.
Okay, was Maurice here before me or?
You guys both came in at the exact same time. So I don't know
Okay.
if Maurice has questions. If Maurice has a question, speak up, I suppose. Raise your
Yeah,
hand.
he's all good. You're all good to go first, Mark. I do have questions, but you can go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I apologize, folks. So I'm waiting for a technician to come. So if I have to step away for just a second, I do apologize. Hopefully they'll be here after the meeting. So Jason, my questions are now around NFC cards.
Okay.
So my client is going to order, let's just use a round number, let's say 50 cards of these NFC cards.
Yeah.
So my questions now stem a couple of things. And my colleague Ray Colazzo was supposed to be on the call. He might be running a little bit late. I don't know too much about this, but just working with him and hearing from you talk. So here's my question. So for each one of these cards that he's going to order, how do I assign that card or multiple cards? In other words, if it's for a sub account and he wants to give 10 of those cards to staff in the restaurant to get reviews, how do I set those cards up for that sub account?
Um, yeah, okay. So what you would do is you just have one main account for your cards. Like if you're gonna manage the cards through your agency, then you just have one main account for that for those cards. Um, it doesn't make sense to go into every sub account and give them their own cards because since you guys are like programming them and whatever else for them, right? So what I would do is go to let me go see here.
Should
Ooh.
I share my screen? Does that help, or you want to drive?
I'll share my screen here.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Okay. So, if you're going to set up those QR codes, let's say, okay, we're going to go to our QR code generator here. Dynamic QR codes. If you're going to create 50, you could probably go and create 50 different cards this way. Go in here, select 50 cards. It's going to dynamically generate 50 different QR code NFC like redirects, right? If we just select two here just for testing, let's say we're going to go and create two. Let's say go test 50. We're just going to call this test 50 example kind of thing. And you could
Hmm.
put the name of the restaurant or whatever in there for that or that business if you're going to create, say, 50 cards. That is just actually what that did was when I hit that, that X was exporting out a list of those 50 cards for us. You don't have to do that. So what it does is it just dynamically created us a bunch of cards. So if I go back to this list here, here's the list that we want. If you want to export out that list again, you can totally do that. All this does is gives you a list of the card IDs with the redirect URL where the card will go to. So the card will go, someone scans the card, goes to the redirect URL, the URL redirects them to the final destination. Um, let's just save this one here. I can show you what this looks like. Uh, Okay, so it just has the ID, and then this is the URL for the redirect. Not super important if you guys are printing them in-house. I think Ray has his own QR code print, NFC card printer, labeler, all that kind of stuff. So you probably don't need to export out that list, but well,
Oh
maybe he can.
no, so this gentleman. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jason. I'm sorry. This gentleman is going to be printing them through a vendor.
Okay, he's gonna have them printed.
Yes, the client's going to have them printed from a vendor.
Okay,
Yes.
so then yeah, so then what I would do then is probably say, okay, here's your 50 cards.
Hmm.
Like here's your 50 URLs and your 50 IDs. Give this to the guy and say, here, you need to print each one of your cards should do this. If he's using your system, right? I would go and do this. Then inside of your manager here, I
Hmm.
guess it all depends. If you're managing the cards, then you'd want to have this inside of your sub account, right? If he's
Yes.
managing the cards, then you might want to have it inside of his sub account. I'm not really sure. So there is you can add the QR code generator to anybody's sub account.
Hmm.
You could potentially do this, go into their sub account, generate those 50 cards for him, and then give him the list to get printed. You could totally do that. Otherwise, like I would just keep all our QR codes in one sub account if we were managing them through the agency. So what's going to happen is when he goes to, um, let's just see here. I have this set up so that now when you scan this card, it's going to take you to a page like this
Hmm.
to manage the cards. This allows you to add staff members to the sub account. This one here, see, this is the only thing I think about if we were letting him manage it, then he's going to see all the sub accounts here for then he would select his own sub account kind
That
of
would
thing. Or you
probably
would,
be that would probably be best to manage it at the agency level, though, I
yeah,
think.
that's what I would think.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. So then
So
he would select the that particular sub
so
account or
only because if you're doing the 5-star reviews, that 5-star reviews page,
yep.
these are all the sub accounts that you have in your review system with us, like inside of smart reviews. Do you guys have smart reviews?
Yes.
Okay. Let's just go to back to here. All right, so in smart reviews, this is going to be a list of all the sub accounts here. When you pull this up, it's going to give you a list of all the sub accounts that are inside of smart reviews. You select the one you want, and it's going to automatically put in that 5 stars review link for
With
you.
with the location ID of that sub
Yeah,
account. Okay.
yeah.
Now, Jason,
So
let me ask
yeah,
you one thing. So if obviously he's still out getting business, so he has six locations at this point.
okay.
Each time he adds a location, does it get dynamically added to that spreadsheet or to that drop down?
So let's say, well, every time you go and add a location to here, your reviews location in your agency,
Yep.
it will show up here.
Okay, good. And
Yeah.
so then I have up to uh like I said, the number of cards. If he wants to program 5 cards per location, he can do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
he would just have you program them. He would give you the he would base you be since he has the cards and he's getting them printed, I would just
Right.
make sure that two things, the ID of the card gets printed here,
Hmm.
and then these URLs line up to the ID. So the ID and the URL. So
Okay.
if they're programming and printing the cards, then have that link on there, and then this is on the card as well. So he can tell you, okay, so for this restaurant, you know, we're going to do 898 and 899.
Gotcha.
I need those cards.
Hmm.
Yeah. Actually, what happens too is if you scan it or if he goes to that redirect link that's right here, it's
Yep.
going to take him to this page right here
Okay.
where um you can program them yourself.
That makes sense.
So he can program it. He would just need to select his business, his location from the list. And I don't have a way of segmenting saying, hey, this person only has access to, these 10 locations.
No, that's okay. I think for this application though, if we're going to manage it. Hey, Ray, if we're going to manage this at the agency level, I think we're good. We don't need to have that segmentation. We'll just note it on the
Okay.
spreadsheet and then just dole out the cards accordingly.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're
Okay.
managing it from the agency level, I would do that. And then
Okay.
So you just need to know which ID is. So then you could go here and see which IDs that you're programming. And then
Hmm.
once they're already programmed, if you want to change it, you can always go in and change the location and stuff
Okay.
after.
Now, can you also add additional, well, let me think. It's going to be a staff member per card, so that really doesn't matter. The thinking is, they'll give a front of house a front of house or the wait staff a card. Hey, would you like to give us a review? And so it'll be a card per staff member. So that's
Yeah.
uh, and of course you could change staff members, right? And like if
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah,
quits, then they
you would
can.
be able to select them from the list here. I have to see why on this. I'm gonna check this out because there are staff members. No, we're in the restaurant one, not the um okay, so this one I did in the restaurant one. This one here I selected. No, it's like should be the restaurant one. I'm gonna see why it's not showing any staff members right here on this initialize page.
Okay,
Because it should show like the staff members for this restaurant rewards location where I'm at right now.
okay.
And then yeah, and then the next step is maybe I can even get it done today is to finish up the staff reporting page too, so you can see how many reviews or scans each staff member has had based on the card.
That would be incredible because as he's demoing this to the restaurants, that would be a great feature for them to be able to see, that
Yeah,
we've got the leaderboard.
I'll see what I can get
Yeah.
done today and tomorrow on it.
Okay. That's good. All right. So we've covered the card to the dedicating it to the sub account or the location. I see that the next question I had was assigning staff member. That kind of took care of itself. And then so in terms of the application, so these cards would be, I guess the broader application would be given them to folks that they don't know, right? So they're going to be entered into their information is going to be gathered from Google, entered into the CRM into high level, and then
Yeah.
they can go ahead and leave the review. Is there the possibility to also program the review site to the 5-star site, not the 5-star.reviews, but the 5-star page that has the multiple stars on them?
Program it how, sorry?
I beg your pardon?
Like so explain what you're thinking.
Yeah. So in other words, like I can either program the card. I'm just trying to think if he's going to have a use case where the card needs to be programmed if they know who the recipient is. It kind of doesn't make any sense though.
It doesn't it wouldn't work that way because you would need to send the contact's details to the page, like the
Correct.
contact ID to that page, and using
Yeah,
an NFC card or scanning something like that, you'll never have it.
that's right. Okay.
Unless the customer like fills out a form before they go to the review page, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
I have
So
a go ahead.
no, go ahead, right, please.
So you talked about one time about getting, ordering the cards and I guess sending them a spreadsheet to
Mm.
put in all these dynamic links.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that was at the beginning, right?
Okay, yeah, I was on another freaking a different link. I got to fix my invite because
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, that
wrong.
Jason, you showed that was the first thing Jason showed in the QR code generator, right? Then we'll
Yeah.
get that exported Excel spreadsheet that we would then give to the client, and then they would send over to the vendor.
Okay, and that they would program the NFC and the QR code with that unique link.
Yeah. Yeah, we're like
Okay.
right here. That was the first thing we generated. We just generated two links here,
Yeah,
but it has the ID of the card. It'd be nice if you want them to print the ID of the card on that card because if they don't print it, you're not gonna well, I mean, it's not that you'll never know what card it is. You'll just have to end up scanning the card to see what this like unique ID here is. But if they can print in just small letters on the card what that ID is here, then you know that this card links up to this URL.
yeah, makes sense for
And then
housekeeping.
it ties in the back end here as
But we
well. What happened here?
really assign it.
Yeah, so it's just like we have the ID here. It just makes it easier as an agency to be able to look up the card because you have the card in hand. You could be like, oh, if you want to reprogram a card afterwards and you don't know which card it is, kind of thing. So you would want to be able to, hey, I want to look up,
Yeah, I
card
think the ID.
877.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. The ID
Yeah.
print card, but
So that you could reprint it or you could relabel it afterwards.
so is it possible for someone in the field to program this themselves? Like, will they see the drop downs? Or I guess
Yeah, initially, yeah, they will.
they will be able to.
Yeah.
Okay, and it will automatically go to that 5-star reviews.
It'll automatically go to here
Yeah. Yeah.
where you can set the URL or select the sub account that you want the review for. And then when you set this one, say like it was like Bannock Canteen that they've selected, it's automatically going to program it with their proper link.
Okay, but when you set up the sub account, you have to set up the custom value with the Google address,
I
right?
wonder like if you're Yeah, like you need to set up that sub account for them. I never really thought about, the use case where the business itself is going to print out a bunch of cards and then have access to it the way we were thinking and the way we've done it is as an agency you would have the cards and then sell them the cards afterwards.
Right.
Kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so the use case, the kind of thing that this guy was describing, there's another product out there. I saw what it was like, and it basically he gets a bunch of these unique. Each card is, I guess, unique, and it goes to a certain link,
Yep.
and they're able to put it and type in the company name. Just start typing in the restaurant name, for example, and it will find it, like it does like a Google search or whatever,
Hmm.
automatically tacks on the Google review site, automatically finds their Google profile. And so the idea is that the sales rep is basically walks into any random restaurant, like they're canvassing and walking around and say, hey, want to see something cool? And they scan the card right there, they program it to them, and they say, here, try this out. And it automatically goes to the review link. And somehow it logs it through like some GHL funnel or whatever. I don't know how it does it, but um it basically, takes the whoever owns the card, right? It tacks it to them somehow. But have you heard of that? Some other It's a different.
Um I mean, we could probably do something similar is if you're out in the field and you want to scan this and program the card. If you have a video or a link to something about it, I'd love to check it out.
Yeah. I'll get. You want to send it, or you want me to?
Yeah, you could send it to him, and make sure it's a long video.
Okay.
Just tell him the times. I think the times are on there. I think it's
It
like
is. Yeah. It is. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's pretty cool, and I get why he likes it, because I think his idea is he wants to send people out, and they're gonna just go to restaurants, whether they're eating there or whatever, and they're able to do this, and they basically give them the card. They give the card away as like a leave behind and say, hey, here's your Google review card. If you
Yeah.
want it, you can buy them for $20. Just call me. And there's an upsell to a more premium feature, which is the gated review system. So when you see it, you'll understand. Your system seems like it's almost there. You could probably do it.
Yeah.
Just the thing, I think the part that, from what and we have a call with him tomorrow. The part that he's not, gonna like, I guess, is that each one of these have to be the sub account has to be kind of set up beforehand. And it's one thing if you just have to add a sub account, but now we have to go in and add the custom values and all of that, which is cool in itself. But
Yeah.
you know, But
Yeah,
this
I
part,
mean, so to do the card thing, you really only need to add in two custom values, which is the business logo and the business, like the Google review link. Um, Let me see what that other thing is, and then let's see, if we can make things easier. I like the idea of making things easier, especially if we're out trying to sell,
yeah,
and do things that way.
yeah, and I saw it, the first time I saw it, I didn't, I kind of rushed through it, and I was like, oh, you know, Jason's thing can do this exactly. And then after we started diving in a little bit more, I watched the video again, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, this is completely
So
different.
it would, so what that would do then, it's probably the same thing. You just have the card linked to your own, your card is linked to your own agency as far as like this 5 stars review. So you have the URL that you're sending them to, but every contact goes into your main high level account where it's capturing, well, you wouldn't even be capturing the leads for them.
Right. I think you're right. I
Yeah,
think
like
it
you wouldn't be capturing the leads for them. You could just program the thing on the fly and then have the person's contact information in your thing, but the rest, like there would be no point for you as a salesperson having the businesses um
well, the idea
contact.
is that at first it's just kind of like let's call it a dumb card where it's not really capturing any
Yeah.
right? We'll call it just a dumb card, right? It's just one of those regular things that, you see some stores have. It's just a Google link,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, all we'd have to do to this is add in a Google search where you grab the business's review location.
Right. And that would be the dumb card part. And then
Yeah.
if they decide they want more, because you're gonna the idea is to upsell them to what I forgot what they call it, something like for lack of a better term, smart reviews, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's a gated system. Now it
Yeah,
now
and yeah.
is gated the gated part where now you're capturing, phone number and whatever, you're doing through this 5-star review thing.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah,
But
send it to me. I'll take a look. Let's take a look at it.
see it. I think it's I mean I think there's some cool parts about that, and it'll give you some ideas on, maybe
Yeah, I mean, there's always, yeah, I'm down for having a look for sure.
see if it's something that's, doable, or if it's just a complete,
Well, there's just, yeah, there's like I love the process of going out, programming a card, giving it to somebody. I mean, because you could do the same thing on your phone too. Like if you have one of the widgets to go and grab like a Google review link, go grab a Google review link using Gather Up or something like that. Grab that in there, just drop in. You can do this on the fly too. Like you can just drop in that URL here without doing any of this other stuff, without grabbing a business ID or anything like that. All you do, you can put any URL in here that you want, right? When you're programming it. So when you scan that card initially, this is on the fly and we're out in the field. Like if I send this to my phone right now, let's just say that I went and scanned this to see if it's going to pick it up. I'm in the basement and my connections are terrible, but no, that's not that. Let's try to send it one more time. Send to devices. Uh, if I know which phone it is. There we go. Okay, so this is me initializing that card in that field. So I have the cards on me. I tap the card to my phone. It brings up this URL right here. I can then put in whatever I want in that space right there, which is this space right here. I could put whatever. So if I had the business's review link, I could just drop it in there. Now, what
Mhm.
this sounds like is that the other one has a space for if you're out prospecting, you can do a search for the business
right. That's
right
yeah.
there, right? Um,
you'll
Which
get
wouldn't be, which isn't difficult to add. You just need to be able to add in the search for the business. So then you drop that in there and then you hand them the card, right? That you hit submit and the card's programmed,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, and it's essentially like I said, the level one, the free card is essentially a dumb card, right?
Yeah.
It's that's from what I remember, but when you see the
Yeah.
video, pretty interesting. I mean, you would definitely be interested in it
Okay, yeah,
and
cool.
seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Jake,
I think I love the process of having a you go out in the field, you walk into a business, you program them a card. Hey, I created you a review link card, you know, you get your staff to proactively tap with it, right? Kind of thing, and ask customers for review. And then you
yeah,
upsell them after that. I think that's a great process. Even if you're not
yeah,
even going to, hey, we can do gated reviews because you don't um
Did review would require a sub account.
yeah, if you're using a card to go out and ask customers if they leave you a review, you're probably going to ask customers who had a good experience. You
right.
know, with you're not going out to people who are yelling at you, but would you mind leaving me a review? You know, that kind of thing. So I don't know, you could totally do gated, but for me, if you're proactively asking for a review, the whole gating thing afterwards is kind of overkill. There's no there's not
Right.
There's no
really
real,
a real reason of doing it. You know,
yeah,
now that's why we have the gating on the other one is because we're not going out and just asking happy customers. We can have that automated to go and ask everybody that goes into our system if they would leave us a review, you know. So that's why we have gating on the one with the stars on the page. Um, that's why we have that. But the upsell afterwards is, hey, do you want AI to automatically reply to all of your reviews? Do you want to
mhm,
take all your reviews and put them on your website? You know, do you want to have all these other things that we can do for reviews? Do you want staff? You want to be able to have a review contest with staff and have staff be able to track which staff member got which review kind of thing.
Yeah,
Um, you
as
want
that.
that's like a total upsell, right? Because then you can have, you know, then you're incentivizing your staff to be able to get to capture those reviews.
yep.
Right. And in order to have a portal to look into, you'd have to have a sub account.
Yeah.
So point you become. So in the same in the same line, when they do the 5-star review thing, right? The way you have it now, you're capturing a phone number, all right,
Yep.
and it's adding that phone number and their Google name from their Google profile to GHL as a contact.
Yep.
Um, and it also adds a tag.
Yep.
What like we were looking through it yesterday, and I was looking as to to see what workflow was doing that. How does that tag get added, and how, like, because we were talking about taking a next step and adding them to a workflow, and telling them thank you for leaving the review, blah blah blah, all that crap,
Yeah.
right?
Depends on which version of, if you have a newer version of the review system, let's go to standalone here. Should be in there, but any
So that
we tag them at when we add that contact into the account. So the account they get tagged with GMB review.
Yep.
Here they get tagged
yeah,
with GMB review. You can run literally any automation you want on it afterwards. So here I
yeah,
have in this one as an example, review received. You guys might not have this in your one, but it's just basically, oh, I'm trying to do something else here, as well with like finding contacts and doing something else. But oh no, this is different. That's not the review received one. This is something else I was playing around with capturing the so right, thank you for review QR code NFC review. So this one is here is when the contact tag GMB review has been added to a contact, then send off an email and an SMS. And then you could ask them if they want to join VIP or whatever you want to do after that too.
that
I
was what.
don't see, I don't see that one in the workflow, or excuse me, in the collection of
Yeah, so
workflows.
this is probably something that I added on one of the calls and I can just save out
I mean, just triggered off that GMB review tag. So
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
anything you want to do triggered off that GMB review.
Okay.
There wasn't really anything special
Okay.
about that little piece that I added. The only thing I want to remove though is I got to go back in here and clean this up before I send it out because I was testing off of oh, I was testing a different automation. Here's what I want to do too is a review when a review is received. Like so, let's say we're using the NFC tap cards. You tap it, the customer comes in. Later on, a review comes in from Google. We should be able to we should be able to say, hey, when a new review is received, then
find the contact. The contact should be in there
we're
based on.
going to try and find the contact. Yeah. If we do find the contact in the system, check to see if they were tagged with GMB review or ask for review, and then send out a message. Um, what I was also going to try and do is with a webhook to fire off to our system to say, hey, that review actually came in as well. So I was going to play around with that. But yeah, that's what this was here was new review received. See if we can find the contact with the full name in a system there. If we find the contact, then see if they were asked for a review or they came in for GMB review, and then from that you can send out an email and then potentially even fire off a webhook that will then say, tell our system that that review was confirmed, kind of thing, so that we can show it on the
Mhm.
recording page.
Okay. And
It's in-
Jay, which workflow was it that added that GMB review?
It's not a workflow. It's just they get tagged with GMB review from the API
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
through the API.
okay. Just as an aside, I sent that video to you and Ray just for later on.
Okay, cool. Uh,
Okay.
is that through an email or?
Yeah, I sent it through email. I'm sorry.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's all good.
Good.
Yeah, okay, I'll take a look and because I'm always happy to see what else we can do to make this system even better than it is.
Yeah.
So I think one of the things is yeah, if we can confirm that somebody actually left a review, I think that'd be a great thing. So I'm gonna test that, and I wasn't sure. I know I was playing around with this, but then I wasn't sure if this worked or not. One of the hard things about this doing this one is you actually have to get a review in order to test it.
Yeah.
Um, kind of thing. Um, but I was going to test it another way as well, using the API to send to our server, see if they're in our database of contacts who we asked for a review. And if they are in that database, then, confirm it in here. Otherwise, then um, we can add them or whichever and see here. Because if we use the API, we could search our database and then we could also query high level on that end too, and then do the same kind of thing as this, but then we'd actually be able to test it without waiting for reviews to come in because all we're doing is passing a name
Yeah.
over to our system. So let's see if we can finish up some review stuff this week
Okay.
here.
Yeah, that was the big thing with me is how do you this is all good stuff, but how do you test it? It's like
Yeah, some of it, yeah. So um that's what we're working on is testing this review receive thing with a webhook that sends to our
yep,
system, so whatever. So I think I've got that figured out. Uh
excellent.
and I've got some time today, I think, for figuring that out too. Um this is yeah, okay. Um, cool. Well, I think maybe we should I was this is a weird thing too that's not kind of related, but we've been working on a system that we've been using internally as well to segment customers by postal code. Basically, you have a list of businesses inside of your system with their addresses, and then when people submit their postal code, it tells them which is the closest business to their business. or to them kind of thing. We've been using it for some installers and dealers and different campaigns that we're doing, but it would also work for when you go to like Home Depot or website or something, and you put in your postal code at the top or your zip code at the top there, and it'll tell you which is you can select your store
Yeah,
as
the
the
close. Yeah.
main store kind of thing. We
Yep.
basically built a system like that that we can use with high level. But what we've been doing with it is when a contact fills out a form, we're then sending them the closest businesses like nationwide. Hey, here's the closest installer to you. Here's the closest dealer of this product to you, kind of thing. And then we also send the information to the business saying, hey, you got a lead, and then also sending the contact themselves the business's information so they can follow up with them and do that kind of stuff too. And then we even have it so it displays on the website or on the funnel page too afterwards. Here's the closest business to your location. Um, just something to think about. I don't know if there's any way of putting that into practice for other people, but if anybody thinks of anything or is like, oh, that would be cool, let me know, because right now we're using it internally and I haven't built it out um for like everyone to use. But I mean, if we have other use cases where people are like, oh yeah, that's something we could totally use, let me know,
Yeah.
I suppose.
All right.
And having said that, let's jump over to Maurice. Maurice, you're still there. Thanks for
Yeah.
hanging out. What can I help you with?
All right. So for the past like couple months, I've been just in school, and then we're also doing like lead gen with the Google VO ads kind of now. So we're like
Okay.
kind of changing our offer and everything. So haven't really had a lot of time to, hop on these calls and stuff. So currently now I'm trying to just get the restaurant going by myself.
Okay.
Just for like a foundation, because we're gonna hopefully have a sales team that will go out and do that for us here.
Yep.
And I've just been trying to figure out like this review system. I think our API, I had to like reconnect the API v2 in
Okay.
the
Yep.
for the agent suite, and it's just honestly I don't fully understand like the review system.
Okay. So, what would you like me to do?
If I can just share my screen,
Yeah.
kind of, yeah,
And then do you have there's our training docs area too that has a few things in there, but I know there's a few things it's
yeah,
easy,
yeah.
but
I went in. I'm a very visual learner,
yeah.
so like it doesn't
Depending on
always help when I just have
but
like a checklist.
yeah, I always find it's easier if you have a project and you're like, hey, let's get this thing rolled out for something.
Yeah, yeah,
API key pulled from one of your sub accounts. You can edit your API key here. That is the old API. Okay. So, you reconnected API version 2. Right here, click on for agent suite AI, click on details. Click on connect API version 2. There, that's just going to be for this main little sub account. I thought we changed it so that it would automatically do it, but scroll down and then
yeah. I just did this.
so click that, but don't click agent suite there. Click back.
All
Um,
right, 1 second. Sorry.
yeah, go back up to the top.
What's the
It's up at the top now, I think. Click install. Oh, it's weird. Okay, scroll down, click
okay?
next. Now select your sub account for agent suite, not your agency.
Um,
Do you have a sub account for agent suite?
I think that is just our. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, select that one. Okay. Okay, just hit close tab. Oh, you know what? You might have to go back. Sorry. Click close. I think because we clicked on those other buttons, because we went forward and then we went back, it changed.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a piece of code called state that's supposed to be in the URL. Okay, so click on it again. Sorry. So up at the top, yeah, you'll see state equals location. So scroll down to the bottom, hit next. Now look for agent suite. Yeah, your sub account. I think in our new version we have this kind of streamlined. So there you go. Hit agent suite there. There you go. Now hit the close tab. Okay, now just click the X or update or whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, so now if you right click and go refresh on this page. Yeah, go to smart reviews. Okay, so now you'll be able to pull in custom values. What was happening probably before was that you had the old API key in there from a long time ago, kind of thing, and we are using API version 1. Now we switched like about a year and a half, 2 years ago, we switched to API version 2. If you click on custom values there, now that should pull in the custom values for the sub account into here so that you can edit them. So if you install reviews, have you installed the snapshot into that sub account
Yeah.
or yeah. So then yeah, so you can see the snapshot, like you can see the custom values there. So now you basically just need to fill out the custom values to get that working. Inside of the sub account itself, you need to add the URL for your reviews. And then just make sure each funnel page, I think there's like 4 of them or something like that, are
Yeah,
using
connect to
that
the
URL.
domain.
Yeah, for
Or
the
does it,
domain.
do I
Yeah.
do? Okay. Okay. And then also, so do these like, it's not just for the Google My Business, right? It's like, are there multiple like review systems that Smart Reviews uses, or is it just the Google My Business?
You can program, you can put in whatever URLs you want into those spaces. So basically we have Facebook, Google, Yelp in there. So for Google, you can put in the Google link. For Facebook, if you want to put in the Facebook link, you can. In custom values, there's the option of, adding your own review site to the pop-up that comes up, or or just using one of the ones that we have in there. But because you have everybody has their own URL, you're gonna have to go to the site and get the URL for that review location. In the training, we use something called Gather Up for capturing the Google review URL, and that works pretty good. Um, we added in, since you've used this system, we added this thing under set. If you click on settings, you'll see that we added in some stuff for a new system that we've been talking about on this call, with this 5-star review link and using AI to capture reviews from people that we don't know. So basically you can create an NFC card or QR code that you can have out in the world, and when people scan that, it's going to ask them to log in with Google. They log in with Google, it captures their contact information, sends it into your high level account, and then they go through leaving a review on Google.
And so you're building your database while getting reviews,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Okay.
So
Okay.
great,
Yeah.
great
Wow.
for restaurants and retail locations because they all have anonymous customers, right? They don't know who those customers are, generally. So they can ask those people, and then, collect their email address, their phone number, and their name from that sign up process or sign through process. And then you can follow up with them afterwards. Hey, do you want to join our VIP list? Do you want to become a rewards member? Do you want to do, I mean, any other things, or just, hey, thanks for leaving a review, that kind of thing, which I think is just super powerful. And now we have those contacts in the database, and just it's way more powerful for these restaurants and retail locations in order to follow up and, have a list of customers that they can reach out to, because like 99% of those businesses have never even thought about building a list before.
Yeah.
I'm sure they lay there. I wish there was a way that I could just contact everybody, and that's why they're using social media. But um, that has its limitations as well.
Yeah, it's hard to target, you know, a
Well,
10-mile radius if
yeah,
you're a restaurant.
if you have your business page and they're using their business page to put out information, they're getting like a 3% reach on those customers. And Facebook knows if you're using your page for business or not too, right? So if you're posting family stuff and whatever else on your personal profile, you're getting reach. As soon as you start posting business stuff on your personal profile, your reach is getting limited.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
and then
thank you for helping me get this set up.
yeah, no problem. Like we do these calls every Tuesday, Thursday. Absolutely jump on and
Yeah,
ask me questions as you go through. There is it might have been a while since you've had the new training area, but it's docs dot, I'm gonna put it in chat.
yeah, that'd be huge.
Docs.ghlsmartscripts.com. That's like the newer training area. It's a little more easy, little easier to access. And actually, we're in the process
Awesome.
of slowly moving things over to a different platform, which I think will even make things easier for training material.
Awesome. Thank you. Also, I have quick questions. Just
Yeah.
wondering. So, we do a lot of things with inbound and outbound voice AI as well. So, we're hoping to make like an upsell for the restaurants potentially
Yeah.
that could integrate with their POS that could potentially like eliminate someone having to pick up the phone to take their online order.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah. So, I was just curious on kind of like what are your thoughts on that? You think that's something that would be like very useful to them?
I think it can be. I think the problem you run into is that most POSs for restaurants are pretty locked down, and it's
Mm,
difficult in order. It would be very. It might prove difficult to send that order in to their POS. What we might like we were talking about this a couple weeks ago about being able to take online orders. Also, depending on what system that you're using for collecting the voice, like using the restaurant material, like being able to collect an order from the restaurant or for the restaurant. You just need to make sure that you have a database of, all their food items, switches and all different kinds of things too. Like, hey, can I add this to the pizza or whatever it is? Which
yeah.
is totally doable. It's just I know in some platforms like high level is limited in what it can do specifically for like taking orders. You can do very rudimentary orders because everything needs to be put into the prompt, but maybe things have changed. I haven't looked since level up here to see what changes have been made to the AI, but I know we're using thinker AI for inbound voice for one of our clients, and um we're able to access an outside database in order to, get more information. So when they give us the information that we need, we can go to the database, search up what they need, and then connect them with a different business or do whatever they need. So that's interesting, and I think there's going to be definitely a place for it for businesses that can't that don't want to answer or just want to have AI be able to take the order for them. I think that's totally doable, and I love the idea. It's just gonna have to be like, you're gonna have to be able to put it in place and show that it's gonna actually take those orders and be able
Yeah.
to be
Okay.
modified. That's the only thing. Like I think it's a wonderful idea. I think it's early for it, but depending on if it's a basic order or whether they need like more complex orders, um I think it's a great idea. I would just like to see one that actually works really well.
Yeah. All right. Well, really appreciate your help. And yeah, I'll be here on Thursday for sure.
Awesome. Perfect. Cool. I'm gonna jump over to Matthew. Matthew, how are things going?
Hey Jason, going pretty well. Good to see
Good.
you again. hopefully this question is not something you've covered much. I was wanted to follow up on something because it's been a couple weeks since I've been able to jump on, been so busy. Um, so last time I was on, we had kind of talked about a kind of a funnel page or a web page interface for referrals to come in and then be qualified. So it'd be a page that's facing towards the business owner
Okay.
and some sort of page that populates all the referrals that have come in.
Oh yeah,
And then, yeah,
I
and then,
remember now.
they're kind of sent that. So I don't know. I just wanted to kind of come on and I wish I could have caught more of it because I love being on these and hear everything that's going on. But I was able to get on for a few minutes. So I just wanted to maybe follow up on that and see if you had any updates on it.
I don't have one, but thanks for reminding me. Business owner can see all referrals. And then we want to drop that into no, but give me um give me a little I haven't had a chance to work on it.
No problem, man.
But I
Yeah,
like the I love the idea. And then like you said, then you can drop that into like a password protected page on your end somewhere. And then when they log in, they can see those and see those referrals. We were just talking though, I just remember just trying to refresh my memory on it again. And I have this recorded and I'll get notes off of it too. But when they go to that page, we just want them to be able to see all their referrals in in one location, right? Was there anything else that we
yeah.
wanted them to do?
Yeah. I think, we were thinking about, dropping in all the currently active referrals and they would remain in that list until an action was taken, like by a button, maybe a button that would either, qualify it as they had the meeting, they made a sale, sort of a affirmative qualification, or like no sale, archive the referral. It didn't
Okay.
pan out, basically. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I've got that here in my notes, so I don't lose it this time. Yeah, things have been busy. But let me see what I can get done here. I don't think it's going to be that difficult because we have all the referral data. We just need to be able to use the API to we'll do a JavaScript request out to select all the referrals and then I like the idea of updating those referrals too to say which whether they panned out or not.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Because this would just kind of circumvent,
Having to log them
the
into high
direction I
level.
was going was, sending some sort of, text notification with a keyword, response. And I just think that could get a lot messier than something like this.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing something. So yeah, we're doing something similar actually for a different project I've been working on for the last month. Like it's an internal thing that we're doing.
Yep.
Every time a customer gets a lead, um, we're storing that. So what I've talked about this before, I just talked about a few minutes ago, but what happens is we have one page for like a nationwide campaign where people come in and they put their postal code in. It sends their postal code over to our system. We find the closest business to that business, or to that the closest business to that person, collect that person's contact information as a lead, put it into our system, and then send them the details, and then also send the business the contacts details. But every time we send the business the contacts details, all the leads information, we also give them a link that takes them to another page where they can see all their leads. And then they
Yep.
can, I don't have the qualifying part in there where it's like good lead, bad lead, whatever else, but they're able to see each one of those leads as they come in. So we want to do something for referrals, right? They get referrals, they come in, show a page with referrals that can be dropped in there. And then basically just the embed code for the JavaScript. And then, they can click, yeah, good lead, bad lead, worked out, didn't work out kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then maybe we tag them. We tag that contact with something as well. That way, you can automate um like an opportunities panel or something like that on your
Sure.
end to tag that contact inside of high level. That way you know, and you can run automation off of it. So let me take a look because I don't think that it's going to be too difficult to pull together. And I think I could probably, like I said, with the other review thing that we were talking about earlier today, I can probably get that finished and put some time into on this as well.
Right on. Appreciate you, man. Love
All
it.
right. All right, thanks to you guys. Thanks for the reminder too. Like I appreciate that because I get a huge list of things and 1,000 things in my inbox and then you know
Brother, I get it,
things go
man. I get
sideways.
it.
Awesome. Yeah, right on. I'm glad you guys jumped in here. Last week was I think level up was going on and things were a little bit slow, so we had kind of a chill week last week and I'm glad to see some familiar faces back on today. Makes me happy. All right. Well, you guys take care. And like, well, why don't we, unless anybody else have any thoughts or questions or anything they want to discuss for the next, 5 minutes or whatever, let me know. Otherwise, we can wrap up and go on about our days. All good. All right. You guys take care. You guys have an awesome rest of your Tuesday. Get some stuff done, and we'll talk to you guys on Thursday if you guys.